Welcome everyone to this explainer. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning to the most terrifying premise imaginable. Now, we are talking about a massive storm, a sudden loss of gravity, or a giant asteroid hurtling toward Earth. We are talking about the sudden, complete disappearance of a single, invisible element that is literally holding our entire reality together. We are talking about a world suddenly losing all of its oxygen.
Just imagine waking up tomorrow to this exact terrifying announcement flashing across your phone screen or broadcasting over the emergency radio. Oxygen will disappear from Earth for the next 5 seconds. Tick, 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 tick. That's it. Just 5 seconds. Your initial reaction might be to brush it off, right? But those 5 seconds would actually be the most chaotic and destructive window of time in the history of our entire planet. Let's look at exactly why that is. Section 1. The 5-second illusion. Is 5 seconds really nothing? Okay, let's dive into this.
When you see that 5-second time frame, your immediate thought is probably something like, well, I can easily hold my breath for that long. And biologically, you are absolutely right. The moment oxygen disappears, humans and animals wouldn't just instantly drop dead. Why? Because our bodies are incredible storage units. We actively store oxygen in our blood and our tissues. But that misses the bigger picture entirely. The real danger here isn't biological suffocation. It's the chemical reality. Oxygen is a major structural part of our planet's chemistry, and without it, the Earth reacts violently.
Section 2. A world transformed. Cascading failures. Moving away from your lungs and zooming out to the environment, we quickly see that oxygen is essentially the glue of our chemical reality. Without it, cascading failures begin immediately. Fire? It stops working entirely. The sky drastically changes color. The Earth's crust becomes totally unstable structurally, and our oceans are thrown into a completely impossible chemical situation. Let's break these pillars down, starting with fire.
The very first thing to completely disappear would be fire. Every single flame on Earth depends entirely on oxygen to work. It's a fundamental requirement for combustion. So, right at second number 1, every romantic candle on a dinner table winks out. Every roaring campfire in the woods instantly dies. And crucially, even engines that rely on internal combustion would suddenly just stop working. The world's fires and machines would literally halt in an instant.
As the engines die and the fires go out, look at the sky above you. Atmospheric scattering is the process where oxygen molecules help scatter sunlight, creating that beautiful blue color we see every day. Without oxygen up there for those 5 seconds, the atmosphere loses a massive part of its ability to scatter that light. So the sky would briefly become an incredibly eerie, entirely different color.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what happens when we bring our focus all the way down from the sky to the ground beneath our feet. This reveals the biggest surprise of this entire thought experiment. See, oxygen isn't just a gas. It makes up a huge part of Earth's solid crust. It is locked solidly right into the ground we walk on.
To put that into perspective, oxygen accounts for a massive 45% of the makeup of the Earth's crust. Because so many of the solid materials surrounding us contain oxygen, removing it means the ground literally gives way. We're talking about the concrete buildings we live in and the asphalt roads we drive on experiencing sudden, catastrophic physical changes. The very city around you would instantly lose its structural integrity.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because the structural collapse extends all the way to our oceans. Water itself contains oxygen. It's H2O right there in the basic chemistry. Tick, tick, tick. Watch how fast this happens. Step 1, the oxygen atoms vanish. Step 2, the water molecules in all of our oceans, lakes, and rivers instantly lose a core part of their identity. Step 3, this creates a completely impossible situation for life on Earth. The oceans are the cradle of life, and removing oxygen dismantles their very molecular structure globally in a staggering 5-second window.
Section 3. Earth's delicate balance. The oxygen returns.
But then, the 5 seconds end. The ticking clock finally stops. The chemical bonds snap right back into place. As we look at the aftermath, the contrast is just massive. Because of the stored oxygen in our blood, humanity likely survived this totally unscathed. We just held our breath. But the planet? While we were holding our breath, the Earth endured one of the most catastrophic, strange events in its history. Fires died, the sky shifted, the ground crumbled, and the oceans fundamentally altered. So the crucial point is that nature has so many systems working together simultaneously. Earth is quite literally a delicate balance of millions of processes happening every single second of every day.
Removing even one important element, just making a tiny change in one part of the system, creates enormous consequences that affect absolutely everything else.
The invisible oxygen around you is one of the reasons our planet is alive. It's so incredibly easy to take for granted because we can't see it. But the next time you take a deep breath, remember this explainer. Remember that this invisible element isn't just filling your lungs, it is literally holding the oceans together, keeping the ground solid, and painting the sky blue. Which leaves us with one final, provocative question to end on today. Knowing everything you know now about the crumbling roads, the changing sky, and the vanishing water, what would you do if oxygen disappeared for 5 seconds? Seriously, how would you react in that terrifying little window of time? Think about it and make sure you comment your answer below. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember to appreciate every single breath. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.